Have you ever had someone in your life who just doesn't seem to add up? They promise the world but never deliver. They act like your friend, but something feels off. It's subtle at first, but then it starts to get real. Maybe it's a lie here, a broken promise there. But eventually you start to wonder, can you really trust them? Trust is one of our most precious things, and once it's broken, it's incredibly hard to repair. So how do you spot the people who might be betraying your trust without you even realizing it? If this sounds familiar, stick around. I'll break down the signs that you should never ignore. You don't want to miss this, because understanding these patterns can save you from painful betrayal. And hey, if you find value in this, make sure to subscribe to Stoic Trench for more deep dives into human behavior and the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Trust me, you'll want to see what's coming next. Sign number 1, they lie to themselves. The first sign someone is untrustworthy is if they lie to themselves. You know the type, they're not just fooling others, they're fooling themselves too. Picture this: someone makes a mistake, maybe at work or in their personal life, and instead of owning up to it, they spin a story in their head to make it seem like they're the victim or that it wasn't their fault. Let's say they missed a deadline. Instead of admitting, "I procrastinated and didn't manage my time well," they convince themselves, "It's not my fault. The instructions weren't clear." Or worse, everyone else is just too demanding. They truly believe their version of the story, even when it's obviously not true. This isn't just about little white lies to save face, this is about a pattern of self-deception. These people justify their bad decisions, ignore reality, and create a version of the world where they're always right, no matter what. Maybe you've heard them say things like, "I didn't mean to hurt anyone," or "It wasn't that bad," even when their actions clearly caused harm. And here's the kicker: if someone can lie to themselves, if they're willing to twist reality so they don't have to feel guilty or face their flaws, how can you expect them to be honest with you? The truth is, they've already built a habit of ignoring facts and bending the truth to fit their narrative. If they can't face their own mistakes, there's no way they'll be upfront about theirs with you. Trust starts with self-awareness. When someone can't even be honest with themselves, it's a huge red flag. It means they're comfortable living in a world of half-truths and excuses, and that's a dangerous place for trust to grow. Sign number 2, they're two-faced. Two-faced people are like actors in their own personal drama, constantly changing masks depending on who they're around. In front of you, they'll act supportive, kind, even like your biggest fan. But the moment you're not in the room, it's a completely different story. Imagine this: you have a coworker who always praises your ideas during meetings. "That's brilliant. You're so creative," they say with a smile. But later you find out they were telling others that your idea is impractical, or even claiming it as their own. It stings, doesn't it? What makes two-faced people so dangerous is their inconsistency. You can never pin them down because their behavior shifts depending on the situation or the people they're with. They tell you what you want to hear, but it's not because they care, it's because they're trying to maintain control or gain an advantage. And the worst part, they're good at it. They're charming, believable, and often leave you second-guessing yourself. "Maybe I misunderstood," you think, but you didn't. Their actions are deliberate, and their manipulation is calculated. Two-faced people thrive on the trust you give them, using it as a weapon to manipulate both sides. But here's the reality: if someone can't be consistent, if their words and actions change, depending on who they're talking to, they're not someone you can rely on. True trust requires authenticity, and two-faced people will always fall short of that. So if you start noticing that someone's behavior doesn't match their words, pay attention. It's not just a small quirk, it's a sign of deeper dishonesty. Trustworthy people are the same person no matter where they are or who they're with. Sign number 3, they harbor persistent jealousy. Jealousy is like a silent toxin in relationships, slowly eating away at trust. And untrustworthy people, they're often swimming in it. They might not openly admit it, but their actions give them away. Imagine you land a big promotion at work. It's a moment worth celebrating, right? Your friends and family congratulate you, but there's that one person who just can't seem to share your joy. Instead of cheering you on, they offer a backhanded compliment like, "Well, I guess they were desperate for someone," or worse. They try to shift the attention back to themselves. "That's great, but did I tell you about the time I almost got promoted?" People like this are hard to spot at first because they might mask their jealousy with a fake smile or forced congratulations, but their true feelings seep through in subtle ways: snide remarks, downplaying your achievements, or even avoiding you when good things happen in your life. Here's the thing, jealousy doesn't just make them bitter, it makes them untrustworthy. Why? Because their envy creates a hidden competition where there shouldn't be one. Instead of wanting to see you grow, they're silently rooting for your failure. Trustworthy people celebrate your success as if it were their own. They uplift you, cheer for you, and make you feel proud of your achievements. But those who harbor jealousy, they can't do that because your success reminds them of their insecurities. If someone in your life constantly minimizes your wins or makes you feel guilty for achieving something great, pay attention. Jealousy isn't just a bad vibe, it's a red flag. Relationships built on trust are about mutual support, not silent competition. Surround yourself with people who genuinely want to see you thrive. Sign number 4, they're dodgy. Dodgy people are like slippery fish. You think you've got a handle on them, but they always manage to wriggle away. These are the folks who seem to be in the thick of things but never actually accomplish anything. They'll tell you they've got everything under control, but when it's time to deliver, they're nowhere to be found. Picture this: you're working on a group project, and there's that one person, let's call him Mark. Mark's all talk. He assures everyone he's handling his share, but when you ask for specifics, he'll say, "Oh, it's complicated. But trust me, I've got it covered." That little voice in your head tells you something's off, but you brush it aside, thinking maybe you're overreacting. Spoiler alert, you're not. When the deadline hits, you find out Mark hasn't even started his part. Now you're scrambling to pick up the pieces while he casually shrugs it off, saying, "I was just about to get to it." Dodgy people are masters at making you doubt yourself. They thrive on ambiguity, sidestepping your questions or answering in ways that leave you more confused than before. Their favorite tactic? Distraction. Ask them if they've done their share of the work, and suddenly you're hearing about how they almost became a professional drummer or their plans to write a novel. By the time they're done, you've forgotten why you even asked in the first place. What makes dodginess so toxic is that it erodes trust. When someone can't give you straight answers, follow through on their commitments, or simply be dependable, you're left in a constant state of uncertainty. Trustworthy people bring clarity and reliability, but dodgy individuals thrive in the murky waters of evasion. The bottom line: if someone can't be pinned down or keeps making you second-guess yourself, they're not worth your trust. Relationships need honesty and accountability, not a never-ending guessing game. If you're dealing with a dodgy person, the best move is to step away before their evasiveness drags you down. Sign number 5, they can't keep your secrets. There's a certain sting that comes from finding out someone you trusted has spilled your secrets. It's not just about the betrayal itself, it's the gut-wrenching realization that what you thought was a sacred bond was anything but. Imagine this: you open up to someone you consider a close friend. You share something deeply personal, something you wouldn't tell just anyone. Days later, you overhear a twisted version of your story being passed around, details exaggerated and misrepresented. Your heart sinks. It's not just about the secret anymore, it's about the blatant disregard for your trust. People who can't keep secrets often disguise their betrayal as harmless gossip or concern. They'll preface it with something like, "Don't tell anyone, but," and proceed to expose someone else's vulnerability. They frame it as if they're just sharing for the sake of conversation, but their actions reveal a much deeper flaw. Here's the reality: if they're willing to spill someone else's secrets, they won't think twice about betraying yours. It's a pattern, not an accident. And once that line is crossed, rebuilding trust feels almost impossible. Trusting someone with your secrets is like giving them a key to a part of your life that's off limits to others. When they betray that trust, it's not just the key that's lost, it's the entire safe. The emotional damage can linger, making it hard to open up to others in the future. The truth is, trustworthy people treat your secrets as sacred. They don't use them as currency for social approval or as a way to pass time in conversation. They protect your vulnerabilities as if they were their own. If someone in your life has proven they can't keep your secrets, it's time to reevaluate their place in your circle. Trust is a privilege, not a right, and it's far too valuable to give to someone who doesn't respect it. Protect your peace and surround yourself with people who honor your trust as much as you honor theirs. Let's bring it all together. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful connection, whether it's with a friend, partner, or colleague. Without it, relationships crumble under the weight of suspicion and uncertainty. The signs of untrustworthiness: lying to themselves, being two-faced, harboring persistent jealousy, acting dodgy, and failing to keep your secrets, are not just red flags, they're blaring alarms demanding your attention. Life is too short to surround yourself with people who betray your trust, no matter how subtle or disguised their actions may be. It's tempting to make excuses for their behavior or give them the benefit of the doubt, but trust isn't something to gamble with. Once broken, it's almost impossible to repair, and the damage can leave scars that last a lifetime. Pay attention to the patterns, the little lies that grow into webs of deceit, the friendly jabs that mask envy, the evasive answers that keep you guessing. These aren't quirks to overlook, they're warnings of deeper issues. Trustworthy people don't leave you questioning their loyalty. They make you feel secure, seen, and supported. Take a moment to evaluate the people in your life. Are they lifting you up or quietly pulling you down? Do they celebrate your wins or silently resent them? The answers to these questions are often more telling than we'd like to admit. But facing the truth, no matter how painful it may be, is the first step to building stronger, healthier relationships. Letting go of someone who breaks your trust isn't an act of cruelty, it's self-respect. When you hold yourself to a standard of honesty, loyalty, and transparency, you create space for others who share those values to enter your life. Trust is a precious gift, and you deserve to give it only to those who will cherish and honor it. So choose wisely, protect your peace, guard your heart, and never settle for less than the trust you're willing to give. After all, a life surrounded by genuine people is not just fulfilling, it's liberating. If you found this video valuable, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to Stoic Trench for more content that helps you navigate life with wisdom and strength. Let's build a community of trust and authenticity together. See you in the next video.